Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Taylor Made Me, Taylor Owns here, and I am at you with a Best of Beauty 2017 video. I pretty much just have strictly makeup items in this video. A lot of it I don't think has like released this year, but it's kind of been new to me this year, and I've just been obsessing over this year. And a lot of it I have used for a while now, but I don't think I've really mentioned too much on my channel before. I'm not going to include my typicals like the Benefit Professional, the Smashbox Primer Water, and the Kat Von D Foundation, all those, because I've loved those for quite a while now. So I won't include those. I'll include newer products. There's not going to be any rhyme or reason to like the order I'm doing anything. I'm just going to grab everything that's in front of me. I have quite a bit, and I'm just going to present it to you guys and tell you kind of why I love it. And there's a lot of multiples, like there's a few foundations, a couple primers, a few lip products, blah blah blah. But I've used these products like crazy, and I trust them and highly recommend them. So the first thing that's catching my eye is this foundation. If you want a nice affordable foundation, this is a good option in my opinion. It is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. This only costs $6 at the drugstore or on the e.l.f. website if you're more of an online shopper. The shade range is pretty shitty, not gonna lie, but this shade matches me really well. I'm in the shade Porcelain. It has really beautiful, sleek, simple packaging. This is actual glass, like it's crazy. And it has a pump, so super convenient. You don't get a full ounce in here, but it's one of the more affordable options, so I don't think it really is that big of a deal. I would say this has nice medium to full coverage, nothing too crazy coverage wise, but still like will even everything out and make you look nice and kind of flawless. I would say it's a nice natural finish, not matte, not dewy. It wears nicely with a primer underneath. I just really like it. It doesn't cake up too much on my skin, nothing like that. The next thing you've heard me talk about quite a few times, this is from Wet n Wild. This is their Mega Glow Contouring Palette Duo in Dulce de Leche. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I just love this. I think this only costs like $3, $4, $5, so super affordable. Shade range is kind of shitty on these two because they only have this one and then one other duo, but these duos will work for a lot of skin tones though. The contour shade is alright. The formula of this, first of all, is really nice. The contour shade is alright, but I love the under eye setting shade. To me, it's like in between a white and a yellow, so it's not too stark and like crazy and doesn't give me any flashback, but it's also not too dark my under eyes, so I just love that. And the formula is very creamy, very pigmented. You don't need a ton of product, and it doesn't cake up too much. That's gonna be my main thing, is a lot of things get very cakey on me because I have very oily textured skin, so a lot of things tend to really cake up on my skin. So if something doesn't get cakey at all, or too cakey at least, we're cool with it. The next thing is a lipstick. This is a Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. I have a little mini size. The formula of this, in my opinion, is really nice. It dries down completely matte, does not transfer, wears beautifully throughout the day. It can get a little buttholey at the very end of the day, but it wears so nice for quite some time, so I really love that. And it's super pigmented, like one of the most pigmented lipsticks out there, I think. This specific shade is Bocce, which is like this mauvey nude pink, and it is such a beautiful shade. It's a little more cool tone too. I love it. And the applicator just looks like this, and it's kind of a moussier formula too. But it's just like a small flat applicator. It smells really nice. I really like it. Next thing we have is a highlight. I have a couple of these, but they're from Fenty Beauty. First of all, I haven't tried everything from Fenty Beauty, but I think Fenty Beauty deserves a round of fucking applause because I think they just killed it. She came out more so towards kind of the end of the year, but I think she just killed it and just impressed everybody with her line. Just so awesome. But this is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighting Duo. This specific one is Mean Money and Hustla Baby, which is like the more gold toned. And then I also have Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, which is really beautiful. I got this one for Christmas, so. But I just love this formula. I like how there is a more subtle one and a more dramatic kind of blinding one. If I can get this open, I will show you guys. That's one thing I will say, is they're very hard to open. I can't get it open, and I don't want to break it because I have these long-ass claws. But yeah, they have a more subtle side and a more blinding side. So I personally like to mix the two, but it's nice that they give you that option. And Fenty, while it is pricier and it is in Sephora, it's one of the more affordable brands in Sephora, so that is really nice. Next thing I see is another foundation. This is from L'Oreal. This is the Pro Matte Foundation. I am in the shade 102 Shell Beige, which is a pretty decent match for me. I do find that this oxidizes just slightly, not too bad, but a little bit on my skin. But Yeah, it matches pretty well. I think this is the second lightest shade that they have. It is it even says in the back, a demi-matte finish, I would agree. Wears up to 24 hours. I've never tried that, but it does wear really nicely. Like, I don't get super oily with this, and I have very oily skin. So I would agree with that. The coverage says medium. Definitely agree with that. I would say it's a solid medium coverage. And it says texture is airlight. Totally agree with that. It is a super lightweight foundation. This, like, cakes up, like, not at all on my skin. It is beautiful. I just love this foundation so much. It's probably my all-time favorite foundation. It's from the drugstore, so it's affordable. It's one of the more expensive foundations in the drugstore, though. I think this cost me like 10 or 11 bucks, but still really, really nice. And the shade range isn't super bad, but it always could be better. Next thing I see is a lip gloss, and this is a fucking obsession. When I first started wearing makeup, I loved lip gloss, and then as I got more and more into it, I just kind of started to hate lip gloss. And now I love it again because of this formula. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip Gloss. This specific shade is Wham, and it is so beautiful. It's like a sheer champagne-y, shimmery goodness. I love this formula. It is not sticky. It is not heavy. It is nice and pigmented. It glides on. It wears pretty decent throughout the day. I just love it. It has a small doe foot applicator. It is so nice. And ColourPop, I think ColourPop in general is just kind of a favorite of the year. Their brand consistently kills it and at an affordable price too. So I highly recommend checking out ColourPop if you've never tried any of their products because they are bomb. This lip gloss only costs like $6. So. Next thing is a concealer that I am so obsessed with. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light. I want to say this costs around $8, so not too bad. The shade range isn't that good though. But I love this. It is a thick, creamy, full coverage concealer. Does not crease too bad. Like I said, it's full coverage, so it covers really nicely. And it just goes so well with so many foundations. I just love it so much. I love it. It is blendable. It is beautiful. It is affordable. Obsessed. The next thing I'll talk about is a bronzer. I'm very picky with bronzers because a lot of them tend to pull very orange on my skin because I am pretty fair. But this one is beautiful. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. This has been around forever, but I recently purchased it. I think it was last year I purchased it, but I never made a video like this before, so yeah, but it just looks like this. First of all, it smells like hot cocoa, so that's amazing. And the color is just so beautiful. It's not super, super warm, but it's not cool toned either. I would say it's pretty neutral, and it's pretty light too. So it's not really overdoing it for my skin tone. It is really nice. It is blendable, not too pigmented, so I can really work with it and build it up, which is nice. And yeah, I love it. Has a nice mirror, nice packaging. The next thing we'll talk about is a blush. I've always loved Benefit blushes. Benefit's blush in Dallas has been my favorite for years. But I think it was last year I picked up Rockateur, and I've been so obsessed with it lately. It is just this beautiful, first of all, packaging, stunning. But it's just this beautiful rose gold kind of blush. Has a slight glow about it, so it makes your skin just kind of very feminine and soft and glowy. It is so beautiful. It's not too pigmented, so once again, it's very buildable and you can work with it. And this also smells good. It smells like a Cabbage Patch Kid, but it's just really nice. I love Benefit's blush formula. So next thing we have is another blush. This is from Tarte. Tarte has another killer blush formula. Very pigmented, so you need very little product, which is nice because Tarte is obviously a more expensive brand. And they have a very wide shade range of blushes. This is like a little mini one that came in the little birthday set, but it's my favorite one I've tried from them. It's the shade Party, and it's like a nude pink. Goes with pretty much any look. It is so beautiful. And their blushes just in general are really nice. And their packaging is very color coordinated with the color of the blush on the inside, which is nice. So if you're shopping online or in stores, it's a little bit easier to kind of get the feel of what you're getting. Next is a cream contouring product. I am not a pro at makeup in general, and especially not at cream contouring, but I am practicing. But this one is one of my favorite cream contouring products I have tried so far. It is from Wet n Wild. It is their Mega Glow Dual Ended Contour Stick in light medium. It has this nice highlighting side, which once again is really nice for my skin tone because it's not a white, but it's not a yellow either. So it's not too dark, but it's not too bright and crazy either. So it's like a perfect undertone. And the contour side, which is nice, it's very neutral. Not super warm, not super cool toned, very neutral. I mainly like to use this for contouring my lips. That has been my recent obsession lately when doing my makeup, and I feel like I have to do it now, is contouring my lips. It makes them just look so much more plump and juicy without looking super fake and crazy. And especially when I apply that ColourPop lip gloss over, it is just popping. But I love this for contouring the lips. I think this only costs like $4, so super affordable. Go get you some. Next is an eyeliner. This one is from Hard Candy. I haven't been wearing a lot of eyeliner this year. I've been liking to keep it a little more soft and subtle sometimes, but this is from Hard Candy. This is the Stroke of Gorgeous felt tip eyeliner in the shade Oh Fudge, which is just a brown. That's another thing too, is that I have been liking to rock more brown, plum, and like burgundy eyeliners as opposed to black. I think it is very soft and pretty, and I love the way it looks against with my eye color and my skin tone. But this is like only like $6. Hard Candy is cruelty free, which is really nice. And I personally love a good felt tip eyeliner. But my only thing with this is you have to use it with a primer, at least if you have very oily skin and oily eyelids like me. Otherwise, it will kind of smudge everywhere. But with an eye primer, it is good to go, easy to use, pigmented, and stays on. And it's very affordable. So, next thing is a powder. This is from Kat Von D, and this is the Lock-It Translucent Setting Powder. I love this. Obviously, it's a little more pricey because it's Kat Von D, but I got this, I would say at the beginning of the year, I think, and I use it pretty much every time I do my makeup, which is quite often because I'm a makeup addict, so I do my makeup a lot, and I'm very oily, so I do use quite a bit of powder sometimes, and I'll still have like half the fucking container. It is really nice. This doesn't get too cakey on the skin. It doesn't give you any flashback. It's just truly like translucent and has no color to it. You get a big ass jug of it. How much product do you get in here? You get 0.67 ounces, so almost an ounce. I think that is really nice. Packaging is always stunning when it comes to Kat Von D products. Love. Next thing is a face primer. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This costs about $6, so very affordable. e.l.f. has a wide range, or a pretty wide range, I would say, of face primers to choose from. But the Mineral Infused Face Primer is a really nice, silky, smooth primer for kind of filling in pores and smoothing the skin and really getting it prepped for everything else you're going to put on top of it, making very smooth and kind of non-textured. Super nice. It is the silkiest primer ever. It does help to fill in the pores quite a bit. Not as much as Benefit Professional, but it's the closest thing. It has a pump, so it's very convenient to use. I really love it. Next thing is a lip oil. This is from Milani, and this is their almond coconut lip oil. This really nourishes the lips. Now, for something that's like a lip balm and lip treatment, it is a little more pricey in my opinion. I think this cost me like $6 or $7. But they have quite a few of these, different flavors and scents, and I love it. Like I said, it is super nourishing on the lips, like one of the most nourishing things I've ever put on my lips. It really hydrates them. It smells good. It's easy to apply. Like, I just love it. And if you want that super glossy, like, I'll put it on now. Ooh. I mean, if you want that super glossy, just juicy effect to your lips, you could kind of use this as like a clear, like, gloss with your makeup, and it will kind of really nourish your lips at the same time. So, love that. Next thing is another concealer. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Super affordable. It's only costs like $3 or $4. Shade range, once again, really sucks. But I have the shade Light Ivory, which isn't as light as I would like it. I would like it to be a little bit lighter. This is kind of like my skin tone, but that's all right. I love this. It is very creamy and lightweight, which is ironic because a lot of times when things are really creamy, they can be kind of heavy, but this is super lightweight, and it has really nice coverage, doesn't crease. It's super nice. Has a regular doe foot, affordable. What else can I say? This next thing is very pricey, but very good. It is the Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter Instamark Contour Duo. First of all, packaging, once again, fucking beautiful. Love it. It has a really big, nice mirror, and it comes with a more yellow setting powder and a cool tone contour. I love this because I love a super cool tone contour. That is my personal preference, but I dig it. The under eye setting powder is nice. It isn't as light as I would like it to be, but it is a nice formula. What I like about these is they're not super pigmented, so you can really work with them. It's not too difficult to use, and I just love the undertone of this contour. It's super cool toned and what I love for my skin tone. Next, we'll go into an eyeshadow. This is from ColourPop, and this is their Supernova eyeshadow in the shade Firecracker. It's just like a red burgundy. Once again, like I said, ColourPop fucking kills it with like everything they do, in my opinion. They're probably my favorite makeup brand. This is an amazing formula. It is the closest dupe to the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow eyeshadows, which is also, I'll mention kind of in one. This is also a favorite of the year. But it just has a little bit more of subtle glitter in it. It's not as dramatic and glam as these. It's a little bit more subtle, but it's still so beautiful. I always get compliments on my eyes when I wear either one of these. So nice and very pigmented, easy to work with, and stays on all day. You don't even really need an eye primer with either of these. So the ColourPop for more subtle glittery lids, and the Stila for more dramatic glam glittery lids. Beautiful. The next thing is a highlighting product. This is, you guys, once again, I've heard me mention this quite a few times on my channel. It's from the Sephora brand, and it is their Illuminate palette. This is amazing. It's one of the more affordable kind of glow kits you're going to find at Sephora. I think this only cost me $28. You get 6 pretty decent sized highlights, and there's something for pretty much every skin tone in here. Every shade in here works for my skin except for this middle bronze shade, but it's super nice, super glowy and blinding, very just lightweight on the skin, doesn't really emphasize texture too much, and there's just so many colors you can mix and match. It's really nice and convenient. Next thing I'll mention is an eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette has been out forever, but I recently discovered it a few months ago, and it is so fucking amazing. It is from Morphe. It is their 35F palette. Now, a lot of people probably aren't drawn to this palette. I haven't heard very many people talk to it, what the fuck, talk about it, because it is an all shimmer palette with one row of mattes. A lot of people really love their matte eyeshadows, which I do too, but also love a good shimmery, glowy eye as well. And, oh my god, I mean, this is just gorgeous. These are the most intense, like, pigmented shimmers I've ever used in my life, and these mattes are really nice too. The mattes aren't as extraordinary as the shimmers, but they're not bad either. The nice thing about these mattes is they'll go with any of these shimmer shades. This top row of shimmers right here makes a beautiful just highlighting row for the face, like stunning, blinding, beautiful for any skin tone. The perfect shimmer palette for fall and winter. Just so nice. And Morphe does these big palettes for like $22, so very affordable in my opinion for all of these shadows that you're getting and the quality of them. We're almost done here. The next thing is a moisturizer that is super, super, super expensive, but super fucking worth it. It's from Glam Glow. It is their Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer in the shade Nude Glow. I am in love with this shade. It costs like $50. It is so motherfucking expensive, but I don't really care. The first thing that drew me to it was the scent. The scent is phenomenal. It is the best scent you're ever going to smell in this world. It smells like a creamsicle. Oh my god, it is magical. Looks like that. It's just a glowy moisturizer. I love it for prepping the skin for makeup. I was wearing makeup earlier today and I use this for it. It's really nice for skincare. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which I know lots of people love. I really love it too. And oh, it's just so fucking good. It's not the most moisturizing moisturizer in my opinion. It's a very light moisturizer, but it gets the job done. It's beautiful. I love what it does for my skin. The sucky thing though is you only get 1.7 ounces, and this is a lot of money. But it is, like I said, in my opinion, it's worth it. It's fucking beautiful. Next thing we have is another lip product, and this is from Morphe, and this is their liquid lipstick. This is the shade Virgin. This liquid lipstick formula is probably in my top 3 next to Kat Von D and Jeffree Star. It is so, so nice and at a really nice price. It is, nice price, that rhymed. It is only $12.50 for one of these liquid lipsticks, and they have a very wide shade range. The shade Virgin is a beautiful, just kind of warm, I would say like pinky beige nude. Very pretty. I love it with a super grungy, smoky eye look. It is perfect for that. I could do a tutorial on that if you want. Smells amazing. It's pigmented. It's pretty lightweight. It can get a little drying, but it doesn't feel too heavy and thick on the lips though. Wears really nicely. Like, I went to the fair this last year and I wore this to the fair and I ate like deep fried foods and my lipstick stayed on really well. So love that. We're getting down to our last 4 products, and 2 of them are a foundation. The first one is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. I am in the shade 12 Ivory, which I believe is the second lightest shade. This stuff is super expensive, but so worth it. Once again, this foundation is probably the most full coverage foundation you're ever going to find in your life. You need very little product, which kind of makes the price worth it because you really need like almost none of this. I use way more than I should, but it is super nice full coverage and it looks flawless on the skin. Like I always get compliments on my skin when I wear this foundation. It doesn't cake up. It is just so nice. The only thing I would say that sucks about this is that it's a little bit difficult to blend. Like you have to work very quickly with it because it dries down really quick. I would say it's a nice demi matte finish as well. So if you're oily, you might really like this foundation. The last foundation is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Mix-In Pigment Drops. I have mine in the shade Fair 2. This has a really nice shade range and is super nice for foundations that oxidize really badly. If you bought a foundation online, it's too dark or if it's too light, you could easily lighten it up or darken it up with one of these. And it's only $7, so it's a good alternative to the Cover FX Pigment Drops, which I haven't tried those, but I think this is one of the closest things you're probably going to find. This has a really nice soft matte finish to it, and it's very full coverage and pigmented. So I love to mix this in with foundations that are too dark for me or that oxidize really badly, or sometimes or like BB creams to add more coverage, or I even like to use it by itself sometimes. So there's that. The next product is a highlighter. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost. His Skin Frosts in general are fucking killer, but the specific shade that I'm obsessed with is Eclipse. This was a limited edition, but I can't not mention it because it's like my all-time favorite highlighter. It's just a beautiful pink nude champagne, and it is so blinding and stunning. This is just like the perfect highlighter. These highlighters cost $29 a piece, and you get this huge ass pan. Like this product will last you forever because it is so big. So I definitely think it's worth the money. I mean, you get almost a full ounce in here. It's 0.53 ounces. That is so cool. And Jeffree Star is vegan and cruelty free as well, so that is really nice. And once again, he always has killer packaging too. And the last thing is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Femme Rosa She eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. This was in collaboration with Karrueche. And this palette was so beautifully put together. I didn't hear a lot of people talk about this, but I thought it was beautiful. First of all, this is the most beautiful packaging I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And this is just so feminine and so cute. You get, how many? 12 eyeshadows in here. You don't get a mirror, but whatever. You get mostly metallics. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 metallics, 1 satin, and 4 mattes. So a lot of people, once again, would like more mattes. That's probably why I didn't hear a lot of people talk about this, but like I said, I don't really mind. The shimmers in this are beautiful. The only thing I would say about them is that they don't stick very well to my eyelids, but once again, for the millionth time, I have very oily skin and very oily eyelids. So it's not really the eyeshadow's fault, but they're very pigmented. They blend beautifully. They are affordable. These colors are stunning and very unique in my opinion. This palette is just a winner, and it also has names on the back, and I've done a review of this palette on my channel, so you can go check that out if you please. But yeah, that is the end of the video, my best of beauty 2017 video. Like and subscribe if you please, and I will see you next time. Deuces.